Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to our virtual day for Wednesday and Thursday this week. We're going to be talking about a city state, which is kind of like it's a town back in the old days called Sumer. But it's kind of like how we have Blue Springs. It's a city in the state of Missouri, okay? We have Kansas City, a big city within the state of Missouri. So Sumer was kind of a big state within the area we know as Mesopotamia. So we're going to kind of talk about that a little bit today and its importance. And on our brain pop that we've watched, we found out, we learned about Sumerians and who the Sumerians are. And how they were like the first major people of Sumer, and they were called Sumerians. Kind of like in America, we're called Americans. So anyway, we're going to hopefully in a brain pop you learn some of the Sumerians and some of their what they did for Mesopotamia and the city state of Sumer, and we're just going to add a little of that information into what you've learned. You built your background knowledge, and we're going to add it to one of our slides. So today, you should have already watched the brain pop over Sumerians and their accomplishments. And then what we're going to do now is I'm going to come over here to week 7, and here it says virtual Wednesday, Thursday, brain pop and city states. And of course, you might not have saw the brain pop yet, but it says make sure you always read the directions. Some kids, when they do this, they just click on the links before they do anything. Remember the brain pop. I want you watching first over Sumerians. Hopefully, you already did. You're back to this video watching it. It says click the link below. Remember the username and password is right up here. It's PB Grain Valley and password PB Lab for Sumerians. You don't have to take a quiz unless you want to on this, but you don't have to. I just want you kind of watching it, building some background knowledge on it. And then from here, you don't have to do a concept map either, so don't worry about that. Just watch the clip of Sumerians. And those of you, if you want to, you can go back and play the games on it and whatnot. Those of you in the related readings, you're more than welcome to. More than welcome to go back and take a quiz and review on it. Whatever you want to do, you kind of already know what we do on Brain Pops. But today, you don't have to. Just kind of build your background knowledge on it by watching it. Then, once you do that, you're going to come over, and I already have this up for you right here on this slide. Is the copy of Sumer, and it looks like something like this. When you get it, it's going to pop up, look like this. It's just one slide, guys. All right. And it says the city state of Sumer presentation notes. So when you get to this slide, you're going to see there's a ziggurat right here, which is the temple which they worship to their gods. And that was one of their big things they had in the city state. So this says the great city state of Sumer. And you can see they're pointing to different things that help make this a city and how this became a civilization. So always read the directions, and even though they're small, like I have to bend down and read this a little bit. It says directions, click here to access a presentation that details the important components of the city state of Sumer. In other words, what did it make up? You will then fill in the graphic organizer with a summary of that information. Okay. So let me close this here. So you got some sun coming in here. There we go. So again, it says click here. So I go up here and let's see if I can show you the let's see here. The mouse pointer. Okay. So right here is my mouse pointer. It says click here. All right. So you got to click where it says here, and this pops up right down below. All right. So what you do is you click on that, and you get this presentation of Sumer come up. It's kind of cool. All right. It shows you like the ziggurats over here, and you just kind of go through here and just kind of read about Sumer and why. And basically, what this is going to explain is how Mesopotamia became a civilization and why it's kind of like the first civilization. It kind of starts with agriculture, which is huge because remember, Mesopotamia is in between the two rivers, Tigris and Euphrates, and it helps create, and they were able to find a way to water the crops and create a surplus of food. Food's always number one, guys. You can't have a civilization unless you find a way to feed the people. Okay. Trading. So you're just going to kind of go through here. Religion. Again, there's some ziggurats right there. They kind of show. It talks about them being polytheistic, meaning they believe in many gods. So it's going to talk about their religion here. The actual city state. It's going to talk about different stuff within the city state. Then here's a map. Now you're going to see of Sumer right here is right over in this area right over here. And this is what we call the Fertile Crescent. So let me see if, so right in here, you can see my little red circle. We've got the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. Remember, there's squigglies, right? There's one. And that's the Euphrates River. And then the Tigris is right here. And when it floods, it turns all this dry area plush. And they can grow all kinds of stuff. So that's why it's called the Fertile Crescent, okay? Usually it kind of curves over like a crescent. It'll even come all the way over here sometimes, down here, and it looks like a half moon, like a crescent moon. So they call it the Fertile Crescent. So anyway, this just gives you a map of some stuff in here. And I think again, the Mediterranean Sea and Red Sea are some landmarks for you, and the Persian Gulf. By the way, Persian Gulf, I was right here when I was in the military, when I was in the war. It's called the Persian Gulf War. And so this is in the modern day Iraq is Mesopotamia. So when I was there, I was right here. So town called, and of course this is kind of Saudi Arabia down in here. But anyway, that's another story. I'll talk to you more about that. But it's kind of cool when geography and the life, geography is always the study of Earth and its people, and we learn from the history. So, all right, so there's the map. Cultural advances, technology. What were some technology advances that they did? Trick question. Ask Miss Sorensen why 60 is so important. Okay, and basically that's where we get our math concepts is from the 60 from Mesopotamia. Okay, so like 60 seconds, 60 minutes, it goes back to that to Mesopotamia. All right, there it is right there, a mathematical unit based on 60. And we still use that today in time and, of course, circles, okay? So there's just the presentation here. I just kind of went over it real quick with you, but you can go a little bit more detail, and then you'll go back and fill in using this. You go back and forth, fill in these right here. So you come down here. It says technological advances. So right here, agriculture, religion, city, state, cultural advances. You just go in here. It says, and just type what you found out, okay, some of the information. Remember, I'd have both tabs open, so that way you can kind of take what you've learned and plug it in there. Some of you might already got some of these that you've learned before. But again, go back to that presentation. Remember, click once you have it open, when you click here, that presentation is just right over here, and you just go back and forth. Okay, you might even be able to copy and paste some stuff in there if you want to. So, all right. So that's all you have to do for this today. I still want you guys, if you can, read about Mesopotamia. I've got those books out there for you on Epic. If you didn't, finish those books, or at least get started on a couple more new ones. And I hope you're going to enjoy our ancient civilization of Mesopotamia. I can't wait to do some of the stuff that we're going to do in class, and excited to go forward with our ancient civilization. So, all right, guys, you have a good day.